Welcome y'all to Rubberman Golf. My name is Jack, aka Bacon and Eggs' worst nightmare. Yeah man, plate of bacon and eggs, hates to see this guy come. And today I have for you some hip mobility stretches. Today's movements are going to be up at an intermediate level, and it's really going to help us to improve the mobility and the durability of the hip joint. Perhaps the most important joint in any golfer's swing. Just feel it out with me for a second. Stand up, maybe take a little practice swing here. And as you take your back swing, start to pay attention where you feel tension. Stop. And as soon as you feel that tension, try to locate it. Is it in the lower back, left side, right side? Feel it in the hips, the hip joint, the hip muscles, right? Anywhere you feel that motion happening is where we're targeting today. And as I mentioned, these are some intermediate stretches. If you're brand new to this yoga stuff, you might want to check out our beginner's hip mobility sequence. It's right here on our page, Rubberman Golf. But if you're ready to get down with a bit of a challenge today, I invite you to join me, find somewhere you can move around, and let's get started. All right, let's get started here. We're gonna come down into a seated position, coming onto the floor to get started. First pose we're gonna take today is butterfly. Nice and familiar, perhaps. So we start by bringing the soles of our feet together, but check it out. We don't wanna be too jammed up close to the hips. We don't wanna be too far away that our feet separate. We wanna be nice and neutral in the middle. When we're ready, we're gonna take a deep breath in, reach the arms up, lift the chest, lift the crown of your head. As you exhale, hinge forward from your hips and place your hands on the floor in front of you. And throughout the pose here, I want you to try to keep your spine straight. Try to reach the crown of your head forward. Pretend there's like a cord or a wire attached to the center of your chest, and I'm pulling you in towards me. Right, you might not move forward, but you just want to keep that gentle pressure driving forward. And when you put all that together, we should feel some nice sensation here in the groin area, the inner hip and hamstring. We're feeling the whole ball and socket joint opening up here, right? Feel where the bone meets the joint. And you might even feel when you lean forward, reach forward, you might even feel some sensation here in your lower back, where the lower back meets the hip. We're gonna hold this for 1 minute. And you'll find where you need to settle in. You'll find your edge. And when you do, just try to be as still as you can. That's one of our principles here in our yoga, is once we find the pose, once we find the shape, we don't wanna fidget. We don't want to move around. We just wanna find some stillness. Soften the body, focus on the breath. We keep reaching for our deepest inhale, breathing into the belly all the way through. And after 1 minute, slowly begin to press yourself back up to a seated position. One vertebrae at a time, real slow, and we're gonna release both of the feet forward. And we're just gonna take a moment to be still, rest, reset, and just give yourself a little bit of credit. You're doing it. You're doing the yoga. Good work. Say, man, half the battle sometimes is just getting onto the mat, making the time to do this kind work on the body. Just give yourself some credit. Proud of you. So we're just gonna hang out in this rest pose for a few moments. We'll move as soon as we feel the sensation evaporate out of the body. If you're still feeling a little after effect, kind of let that reverberate through the body. We'll hang out until you're ready. All right, gang, we're gonna move to our next pose here. It's called deer pose. And we're gonna take this one side at a time. We're gonna begin by placing the left leg out in front, and it can land in sort of like a half butterfly kind of position here, whatever's comfortable, because the right leg is the target on this one. I like to lean onto my left elbow, so I'm kind of like leaning on my side, and that lets me swing this right leg around. I'm gonna bend the knee, I'm gonna hinge the hip, and I'm gonna place the inside of my right ankle and the inside of my right knee on the floor. Now, once you got this shape here, the more you bend this back leg, the more sensation you get. So if you want more of a stretch here, you can pull this ankle in. And from here, we're gonna engage the pose by twisting to the left. We're twisting towards the front leg with our upper body. Try to take this right shoulder across center. And for an extra stretch, a little cherry on top, you might even like to reach this right arm out long, taking a side body stretch. And I can feel that stretch all the way down from my armpit through my hip to my knee. And man, I can feel that stretch all the way from my elbow to my armpit through the side to the hip, all the way through. As long as you're feeling that right ankle continue to press into the mat, this right knee, you'll get the sensation we're looking for. It is a juicy stretch all the way down through this right quad. And if you think back to butterfly pose, we were opening up this hip. Now we're twisting the hip joint closed. Feel the ball and socket joint twisting shut. We're taking a counter pose here, working it from all angles. Find your edge. Find some stillness. We're gonna hang out for 1 minute. Keep reaching for your deepest breath all the way through. And when you're complete, very slowly you can make your way back to center, untwist. Send both of your feet out in front. Find some stillness. And notice right away the difference between the right leg and the left leg. One side's got some noise going on while the other side is quiet. It helps us feel exactly where we're working in the body when you compare one side at a time. So just feel it out, friends. Feel yourself transition out of your thinking and into your body as we move around here. How do we test that? Simple question. Are you thinking about anything else going on right now? Possible, perhaps. If you feel like your attention's being drawn off the mat, try to come into the physical sensations of what's going on right here. The breath, the sounds, the temperature, the body. Use these tools. Ground yourself in the present moment. Once you feel that echo ring out of the body, we're gonna set up on the opposite side. So this time, the right leg stays out in front, and we're gonna work the left side. I'm leaning onto my right elbow. I'm swinging the left leg around, bend the knee, hinge the hip. I'm placing the inside of my left knee and my left ankle on the floor, and I'm twisting the upper body to the right, towards the front leg this time. Little optional side body stretch here if you're curious. You can even take a block here, support your hand, whatever you'd like, get creative. But find your edge, press this knee down into the floor, and twist this hip joint closed. 1 minute, deep breaths. I really want to challenge you on a deep breath through this one. You'll feel the breath's a little restricted, right? Breathe through that resistance. Slow the breath down. Focus on the breath. Count the breath. Maybe do like a 1, 2, 3 inhale. And a 1, 2, 3, 4 exhale. And we're just going to settle in here. We got this. When you are complete with your minute, exhale your final breath and begin to twist back to center. You can swing both of your feet to the front. Relax, release, observe, listen to the body here. It's essentially what the skill we're developing in mindfulness is. It's just listening to your body. What's it telling you right now? Do you notice a difference between the left side and the right side here? Maybe one side was a little tighter, one side's a little looser. There are no right or wrong answers here in yoga. We're moving the body to strengthen our relationship with it, not to judge it or grade it in any way. Remember, this is a kind thing we're doing here. So once you feel that echo ringing out of your body, evaporating all the way, we're gonna make our way into our next position. We're gonna come onto the knees, coming into a tabletop position. You know, actually, I got a prop for this one. Optional cushions. They might help us out here, depends on how solid your knees are. And I'm gonna show you what we're looking for here. With the knees out wide, try to take either the tops of your feet or the insides of your feet to the floor. And you wanna try to take your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Now look, if you're seeing me break this down and you're like, dude, get out of here. No, not doing that. Don't worry, I got a modification. This is called frog pose. We take it on the front side. I'm also gonna show you happy baby pose that we take on the back side. Works the exact same part of the body. But if you wanna try out frog pose, take your knees wide, insides of your feet to the floor. You can either stay up on your hands here or lower onto your forearms. And from here, it is just a gentle pressing the hips back. Very, very gentle. Now I want you to notice here, is your body tightening up? Do you feel the muscles resisting the pose? If you're normal, that's probably what's happening. Here's the challenge. Try to soften your body. Let gravity do the work for you. Don't muscle it. Don't force it. Do not exceed like a 6 out of 10 as far as sensation goes. If you put all that together, I want you to find some stillness. Really just let the body settle into the pose. Less is more here, I promise. Less is more. We have an option to settle in here for 1 minute, really easing into the pose. See if your body may even invite you a little bit further here. And keep the breath, slow down the breath. The breath sets the tone for our entire practice. So you can use your breath to calm your mind, slow down, and focus. We got this. Now, if this isn't working for you today, I got something that will help you hit the exact same part of the body in a different way. So we're gonna come into this pose by moving onto our back side here, rolling onto the floor. We're gonna send the feet straight up in the air. We got two options. You can either catch the outsides of your feet with your hands, like so, or you can wrap your arms around the back of your knees. Wherever you're at, the goal is to pull your knees towards your armpits. Flex your feet and give yourself just a gentle rock back and forth, left and right if you want. You might like to be still. Give it a little goo goo gaga because this is called Happy Baby. So either way, we're working the inner groin, everywhere connected to the hips, the lower back. We're gonna hold this for 1.5 minutes. Wherever you're at, whenever you're complete, happy baby, guide your knees back to center. Slowly, slowly. And frog pose here, you can walk your hands and your elbows forward, release onto your belly. Wherever you're at, come right on into stillness right away. Flop on the floor. Melt into your mat. Oh man, I feel like I got new legs. Feels good, man. Feels good. Feels good, partner. Yeah, it ain't much what is honest work. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. My rubber people. We're just gonna let this one really cool off. Do not move too fast. I know I'm setting a bad example here, sitting up and all. Try to be still, try to lay flat, and just let the whole echo reverberate. Feel it kind of resonating through the body. Feel it spreading, radiating. Where do you feel this pose landing? What muscles, what joints? What sensations do you notice in the body? Is there a temperature? Does it feel spacious? Does it feel cramped, tight? As I mentioned, a part of the skill of what we're doing here isn't how flexible you are, it's being able to listen to your body. It gives us all the information we need. For good measure, if you'd like to join me, you can take a little upward facing dog, pressing the tops of our feet into the floor. Downward facing dog, tuck your toes, press your hips to the sky. All right. We're gonna make our way into the wrap up. It's the wrap up, don't you act up. Soon you'll understand, cause you move with Rubber Man. My rubber people, great work. This is a little step up in difficulty. This is our intermediate hip mobility. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know how you worked through this one. Let me know how it's landing in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of the movements, any parts of the body that you specifically want to work on. And I hope you've also gotten the idea here that though we're designing movements specifically for the golf swing, these are poses for any athlete or any body, whether you sit in a chair for long periods of time or you're got an injury of some sort and you're looking to kind of rebuild some of the strength in your body. These poses are for everyone. They can be taken at different varying intensities, as we saw today, and you can really make it work for you. That's our goal, is to improve our quality of life and maybe knock a few strokes off the golf swing too. Yeah, that's my message for today, my friends. As always, so proud of you. Thanks for moving around with us, and I'll see you next time. Peace.